Hello crafters, this is Yana Smakula for SimonSaysSTM.com. Welcome back for another Yeepy for Yana episode. In this video, I'm sharing Christmas card design that is easy to mass produce with the help of Misty, and one that works really well for last-minute Christmas cards. I often like to test stamp my card designs on a piece of scrap paper, and I did that for these cards or for these designs. I stamped two different design ideas using identical products. One has less stamping and the other one requires a little bit more stamping, probably twice as much. If you're pressed for time, you can pick the design with a single poinsettia and you'll be able to stamp that much faster and make twice as many cards versus stamping the design with two poinsettias. With the design selected, I moved on to selecting the paper I wanted to do my stamping on. Now, I knew I wanted to stamp the majority of my cards on white cardstock. I like to use Simon Says Stamp 120 or 130 pound cardstock, but I also love to stamp on colored cardstock. So I picked several very light cardstock color sheets from my stash. You'll need to go with light colors because your stamping won't be as visible and as prominent on dark colors of cardstock. So think something like cream, cardstock, pale blue, light gray, colors like that. The next step is to set up your Misty or whatever other stamping tool you have. And the key to quick stamping here is, of course, using a stamping tool, as that will allow you to stamp a bunch of identical panels in very little time. Having placed my blank panel inside the Misty, I then place the test stamped design on top of my panel, and my actual panel and my test panels are of the same size, and I use the test panel as a guide. I already have this beautiful design all figured out. I don't need to reinvent it. I can use it as an exact guide for image placement. So I place the stamps over my guide and align the stamps over the previously made impressions on the guide. So I don't need to eyeball it, and I can replicate this design exactly. From here, I stamp the same image, and I'm starting with the sentiment here. So I stamp the same image onto as many panels as the number of cards I want to make. Now, I did mess up two panels as I was stamping these, so that's something to keep in mind. If you plan to make, say, 20 cards, I would stamp a few additional panels just in case. And if you end up having spare panels at the end, I will show you how you can use those spare panels to step up your cards. I'm doing my stamping using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink for the sentiment and then using various colors of Simon Says Stamp dye ink for stamping the florals. With the sentiment done, I move on to the next large element in my design, and that's poinsettia. So I stamp the poinsettia in two shades of red. Watermelon, which is more of a pink red, and lipstick red, which is a nice true holiday red to me. Now the stamps I'm working with today are from Simon Says Stamp. The sentiment comes from the Inside Christmas Greetings stamp set, and you can see that I picked a rather large sentiment because I wanted the sentiment to take center stage on the card. I wanted it to be quite big. And then the poinsettia comes from the Happy Poinsettia set, and that's once again a pretty large image. So I'm staying away from using small images, small poinsettias for my design. Instead, I'm opting to use large elements because a large element will take more space, more real estate on your card, and will make it a lot easier for you to stamp a beautiful card design. My cards consist of only stamping. I don't have any die cutting. There's no foiling, no embossing, no anything else, just simple, beautiful, solid stamping. The poinsettia stamp set has coordinating dies, and I have shared another card on my blog where I use the dies to step my design up. For mass producing cards, and especially for cards that I plan to mail, I prefer to keep them simpler I prefer to eliminate the extra steps in the card making process if possible, such as die cutting in this case, and I prefer to keep the number of layers on a card to a minimum. Most of these cards are one layer, with just a handful of cards being two-layer cards. Hence, why there's no die cutting here. If I die cut a stamped image, I want to pop it up, and that leads me to using lots of foam adhesive and creating lots of layers and dimension, and that doesn't really work well for mailing the cards, so I skip the die cutting. The design of the poinsettia allows you to nestle the leaves in between the petals, or the leaves of the poinsettia, so you don't really need to do any masking or to die cut the elements to create a beautiful floral arrangement and a beautiful design. So that's actually one of the reasons why I picked this stamp set for my cards. You can, of course, take the tips I'm sharing in this video and apply them to other stamp sets that you might have in your stash. I'm sure you can find something that will work just as nicely, but I do recommend the Happy Poinsettia stamp set, as it is simply perfect for stamping Christmas cards like these. Now, stamping on colored cardstock will give you slightly different results. The colors of ink will look different, but this gives you more options while still using the same card design. I particularly liked stamping this design on gray cardstock and also on the light blue, because this allowed me to later use a white pen to add white accents to my cards, and you'll see that at the end of this video. Now, with this design, I have several small berry clusters, and I found that these were easier and faster to stamp using a clear block versus using a MISTI. These didn't need to be in the exact same spot on the same panel, so I just used my clear block to stamp these. And like I said, that was a little bit faster for me than using MISTI. I'm not going to show you the entire stamping process, as it did take quite a bit of time, but then again, I was making a lot of cards. So here's a look at the panels that I have. I love the variety of the background colors. Now, I also heat embossed one of the sentiments on one of the panels. I just wanted to test and see how that would look. So that's just something that you can do and you can try if you want to step your card design slightly. I simply added clear embossing powder over the stamped sentiment as soon as it was stamped. And because I was stamping in VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is of course a pigment ink, I was able to add the embossing powder right away. And then of course I heat set the powder and you can see the beautiful shine. To assemble the cards, I used different approaches. The panels with the single poinsettias were trimmed about 1/4 inch from each side, and I foam mounted them onto A2 white card bases. I also added some scrap white cardstock panels behind the main stamped panel to make it sturdier. I love doing this, but it does add extra weight to the card, and the postage for a card like that will be more. So that's something to keep in mind. I used a white pen and I added some snow accents to the cards stamped on the colored background, and I also added white dot highlights to the berries on each card. The designs with the 2 poinsettias were adhered onto A2 card bases as is. I didn't trim them. I did not add any dimension. I also added white pen details to each. Here you can see me adding the faux snow onto the letters Joy. And I love doing this. I like to use a wide white pen. This is a Jane Davenport Storytime paint pen, and it works fantastic for adding snow details onto cards. Now, if you have extra panels by the time you're finished making your cards, you can add an element of a 3D decoupage to them. You need 2 identical panels. Go ahead and adhere one directly onto the card base. Next, trim the other panel down about 1/4 inch on each side and foam mount over the background panel, aligning the design like so. And this gives you beautiful dimension and continuous design on your card front. Lastly, you can add some gems. I decided to use gems for the poinsettia centers. I wasn't really concerned about stamping the centers, although I did stamp them in yellow, but I later decided to use gems, and I adhered gems in various sizes to create the irregular centers for my flowers. These are all Spellbinders essential gems, and I use gems in red, gold, and white. So here's a look at the cards I have for you today. These were quite easy to make, and like I said, very easy to mass produce, and these are fantastic ideas for some last-minute Christmas card projects. Thanks so much for joining me today. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.